the government opened a new marine reserve in Akaroa Harbour, and we actually went to Akaroa, and it was a big issue about 3 or 4 years ago, and at the time, the National-led government didn't want to do it, but they've since done it, and it is opened. But David, why has it taken, 2+ decades to open this hallowed Akaroa Marine Reserve?
Well, I don't know the ins and outs, but it's a great idea, and it's good to see it's actually happening, and we need more of them. And just seeing them in places like that, I think, are great ideas.
So why are they a good idea?
Well, I think for a combination of things, I think it secures that for New Zealanders going forward. It gives, for research purposes, it's really important to have that space. And also, I think it just gives the community a bit of an aspect that this is a reserve, something that they can identify and
so we need more?
Yeah,
we need a lot more?
I think we need to look at where we can do that.
10%, there's that international commitment to 10% of our oceans. Right now, we're about 0.5. Would you like to see 10%?
I'd like to see more. I don't know.
But 10%?
Well, the 10% is a very big number. As many, I think we just look at what we can do, what we can do.
All right, Chris Farfoy, would you like to see a 10% commitment to marine reserves?
I think our policy is to go even further. I think it's something like 25 or 30% by 2020. So obviously we'd like to see more. So it's good that the government has started, but we need a bit more commitment.
How many are then open under Labour in the last government?
I don't know the answer to that question, which will probably mean 0 because I've just opened up the third one now. So
the fourth one.
I'm trying to do the maths.
So they're running ahead.
Yeah.
They're burning ahead, and you guys were slack for the last 9 years.
Kicking and screaming, I must add, as you said at the beginning.
All right, Tracy Martin, what do you think?
We've got the Goat Island Marine Reserve where I am, and Riley Hathaway is a name that young people will know. So Riley's come out of our school environment. It's a brilliant opportunity for our schoolies, for the Auckland University's got a marine research unit there. We'd like to see more, but it must be in consultation with the locals because they tried to turn the Helensville Harbour into a complete marine reserve, and so there must be conversation with the local people.
0.5% now. If you got into government again, 10%. The exclusive economic zone covers 400 million hectares.
Yeah,
Huge.
we've got a different policy. Richard Cross is going to announce it. It's a 12-mile inland fishery concept that's going to be announced when our manifesto goes live in the next couple of weeks.
12-mile inland fishery concept. Stefan, that sounds like a good idea. What do you think of that?
I'm looking at a lot of those fishery ideas at the moment. But in terms of the marine reserves, it's actually, if you take the Kermadec and some of the subantarctic islands out, it's 0.41% is in reserves. We can do a lot better than that.
Damien.
Yeah, Wallace, I'm with Professor Jonathan Gardner. He is from the Victoria University School of Biological Sciences, and he is not just New Zealand's, but pretty much the world's foremost authority on marine reserves. That's right.
Very kind of you. That's actually not altogether true, but it's very kind of you.
We'll run with that for the purposes of our program. Welcome along. 10%. I mean, that seems like, when you look at New Zealand on a map, small New Zealand, big ocean, 10% sounds like a lot.
10% does sound like a lot, and it's a very good target to aim for, but what it also means is it's not 90% that's protected. So what we've got to do is try and establish a balance between protection and open areas, and we're saying that 90% of the sea can be open for fishing and other extractive uses.
Were you involved with the Island Bay Marine Reserve just down the road? I used to live very quickly just across the road from there. We used to go diving a couple times a week, get some power, get some crayfish. Now we can't, that's fine. How has it responded? That was some years ago now. How has it responded?
Yep, so it was established in 2008, so we've been doing monitoring for 5 years, and we're seeing really good responses from a number of different species. All the obvious ones, blue cod, rock lobster, blue moki, for example, so they're doing very well.
And is there a downside? Is it not working in other areas?
No, there isn't a downside to Marine Reserve as far as I'm concerned. I'm a big fan of them, obviously. I'm prepared to say that.
World's foremost authority on them, so...
Yep. So they work really well, and it takes time for these responses. Things like Pawa, for example, they have a long lifespan, and 5 years is kind of the shortest time span that we can reasonably expect to see a positive response.
In a commercial environment, a lot of people view, you put the Marine Reserve and it costs the commercial people money. Is that the right way of seeing it, or is it, can a Marine Reserve act as a feeder for commercial fishing?
If you're an individual fisherman, you will look at it in that perspective, from a very personal view. It costs me money. I can't fish there anymore. I own quota. You're now telling me I can't fish there. I think if you take a wider view, and it's easy to say when you're not a commercial fisherman, if you take a wider view, what we need to do is see the benefits across all of society.